Hey Freedom Fighters, what's up? I had a birthday 2 days ago, and it was an opportunity for me to stop and take a look at my life and have a look at everything that I've achieved since the last time I stopped and took a look at my life, which was probably my birthday a year ago. And I wanted to share some of the things that I've been busy with over the past year and talk about one or two things that we've got coming up at the Freedom Fighter in the next couple of months. Roughly 2 months before my birthday in April last year, I went for coffee with a family friend who invited me on a bicycle trip to cycle from Johannesburg to Tanzania, a journey of about 5,000 kilometers, with the view of raising money for kids in South Africa that need to walk for more than an hour to get to school every day. 6 of us set off at the beginning of June, and we cycled for 10 weeks on a single speed bicycle, almost 5,000 kilometers from Johannesburg to the base of Kilimanjaro in Tanzania. And we raised enough funds to supply 60 bicycles to kids in Africa. And at the bottom of Kilimanjaro, we put down our bicycles and put on our hiking boots, and we headed to the highest point in Africa. And after a 7-day trek, we summited Mount Kilimanjaro. And the overall experience was truly amazing. It was a great opportunity to spend time with some truly amazing people, to see the African continent, and to engage with people along the way that don't see a lot of white faces in the communities that they live in, and to raise some money for a pretty worthwhile cause. So it was really a nice opportunity to give something back, as well as to spend some time on a bicycle. After getting back in December last year, I spent about 2 months doing some personal self-development. I did what's called an NLP course, which is neuro-linguistic programming, and it is the study of behavior and how our mind affects our behavior. And the course is around 150 hours of intensive study that I did over 2 sessions. And the tools and practices that I learned in this NLP course have really been great in helping with the work that I'm doing in the Freedom Fighter. I also did a 4-day intensive study in transcendental meditation, which is also some learnings I'm going to bring into the Freedom Fighter for some of our future programs. And then I think it was early March, I left South Africa and came to Canada, and that's where I've been for the last month and a half. I'm staying with my brother just outside Toronto, and I'm doing some work on a couple of projects here around the Freedom Fighter. I've finally started writing a book, which is something I've been meaning to do for the last few years, but I've never quite got around to doing it. So I'm probably about 25% of the way through writing this book, and that in itself has been a challenge. I've never written a book before, a few blog posts through this platform, and a bit of copywriting for websites and other projects I've been working on. But the journey of writing a book is something completely new, and it's something that some days feels amazing. I feel like a best-selling author, and there's other days that I sit down to write and I can't put a single word down on paper. But I'm enjoying the process, and I'm looking forward to the book getting out there and telling the story about the earthquake that I was involved in exactly 2 years ago today in Nepal. So that's one of the things that I've been working on. I also, on my birthday 2 days ago, had a look at our online Facebook platform called the Freedom Fighter Forum. It's a Facebook group that was set up by myself and a friend of mine, Simon, probably about 18 months ago. And we had this idea of connecting people that we meet on our travels, all of which have an inspiring and a really amazing story about their lives and how they've got to where they've got to. And our idea was to create a community where people could share their inspiration and stories as a way of connecting with other people and using those stories to inspire people who may need inspiration in their lives. 2 days ago, on my birthday, the Freedom Fighter Forum went over 1,000 members, and it was truly one of the best birthday presents I think I could possibly have asked for. And I want to take a moment just to say thank you so much to everybody that's been involved in this community from the very beginning, as well as the new members that continue to join, to everybody that's shared their content and their stories, and to people that have gained from this group. I'm really so grateful that this platform has grown so much, and we're going to continue to work on this platform as we go forward. At the same time, about 2 months ago, we started a completely new program called a Freedom Masterclass, which is a 6-month intensive group coaching type program, which is hosted by myself and has 7 truly inspiring people that have decided to make some big changes in their lives. And we are probably about 2 months into the program, and we've had some amazing success and been through some really difficult, trying, and some really inspiring times. And the 7 people that have taken this journey with me, I want to say thank you for trusting me and going on this journey with me. We've had people that have quit their jobs and going to go and travel the world, people that are starting new businesses, all of us working together and accountable to one another for the things that we want to achieve. And it's really going so well. There's a dog barking. Oi! It really is going so well. So thank you very much for everybody that's involved there. Hey, shush. Thank you so much for everybody that's been involved in that, and I'm really excited to share the learnings of this with the Freedom Fighter community in the future, and we're going to be having more programs like this coming up in the future. I also wanted to use this platform now to quickly talk about an idea which has been spinning around in my head for a while, and I was going to write a blog post on it, but I thought I would quickly do this vlog because all the writing of the book, I'm not really feeling too inspired to sit down and write a blog post. The thought that I've been having recently is around the technology that we have in our lives and how this technology affects pretty much everything that we do. From the smartphone that's in your pocket every single day and the way that you engage with email, WhatsApp, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, all of this is a new way of thinking and a new way of engaging with the world. The iPhone turns 10 this year, and pretty much before the iPhone, we didn't have the tools or the ability to be continually connected to the internet. And I think as much of a blessing as this may appear, sometimes I wonder how it changes the way that we make decisions about the things that we do. We live in a world where we can be connected to everybody, but we're unable to connect with the person sitting next to us in a coffee shop. And the way that we see news and the way that we're advertised and marketed to is very much a function of how our newsfeed is customized. And every single day, billions of people engage with these social platforms, and the way that they do are controlled by a handful of core developers that work for these social platforms, and they decide exactly how we engage with social media and how we meet people and how we vote for presidents. And all of these things are shaped by social media. And this new way of thinking is so new that I'm not 100% sure we actually understand exactly the impact that this is going to have on the way that we engage with the world, the way that we make decisions, the way that we make buying decisions, the way that we meet people, and the way that we're raising our kids. Everybody from 5-year-old children to our grandparents are on social media, and I think it's interesting to just try and understand the impact of how things like social media are affecting our world. I hadn't really applied too much strategic thinking or structured thinking to exactly how this fits together. And about a week ago, I was listening to a podcast by a guy called Sam Harris. Sam Harris has a book called Waking Up, and he has a podcast by the same name. And he recently interviewed one of the core developers at Google who has subsequently left. His name is Tristan Harris, and he has started a movement called Time Well Spent. And he looks at this idea of how social media is shaping the world that we live in and the impact that it's having on the things that I've been talking about now. So if you have any interest in what I've been talking about for the last 2 or 3 minutes around social media and how the technology that we have every single day affects how we make decisions and how it's shaping our world, have a look at this podcast with Sam Harris and Tristan Harris, and let me know what you think about it in the comments. Thanks once again to everybody that's been involved in the Freedom Fighter community since it started about 18 months ago, to everybody that's been involved in the Freedom Fighter Forum, as well as my Freedom Masterclass and all the other upcoming platforms. Thank you so much for everybody that's been involved, and I look forward to sharing more content with you soon. Take it easy, and thanks for sharing this journey with me.